any of you visited the Salton Sea in Southern California? It's one of the largest water bodies in California. And even though in geologic time there has been a sea in the Salton Sea, the one that we have now arrived purely by accident. It was a massive flood on the Colorado River that was exacerbated by efforts to build a new dam and reservoir system on the river that flooded the middle of Southern California inland from San Diego and created this huge lake, which is now known as the Salton Sea. And so an interesting question is, given how big the Salton Sea is, and it's huge, how much time would it have taken of flooding for the Colorado River to actually create a Salton Sea? And so we can do some simple math and we can figure out just how long the river was diverted from its normal course and flooded across the California desert and filled up at that natural low point of the Salton Sea. So, how big is the Salton Sea? The Salton Sea has a volume of 7.5 million acre feet. And remember, the way we abbreviate that is MAF. That's the volume. And so now the next question is, well, what's the average flow rate of the Colorado River? And let's just assume for the purpose of this problem that we're just doing an average flow, not an extreme flow in one way or another. And that average flow, or the term is discharge, is 17,660 cubic feet per second. And that, as you recall, is abbreviated CFS. And so that's the flow of the Colorado River. So now we'll make some simplifying assumptions, and we're going to ask, if there's no evaporation and if no water is actually seeping into the desert as it flows across, if all that water just flows over to the Salton Sea and fills it up, how long would that take? And remember that from that point on, the Colorado River was dry. No more water was flowing out into Mexico and down into the Gulf. It was all just flowing into the middle of California. So let's start doing some math, and basically what we have to do is some conversions to get million acre feet to align with cubic feet per second, and then we'll do some simple division. We'll turn seconds into days, and we'll have an estimate of how long it actually took for the Salton Sea to fill up. And that was back during the Great Flood of 1905. So the first thing we do is we take the 17,660 cubic feet per second, and now this time I'm going to write it out. And now let's multiply that. Let's turn seconds into days. And so the way we do that is we're just simply going to do in our head 60 seconds times 60 minutes times 24 hours. And that gets us to 1 day. And that's 86,400 and 400 seconds per day. And now what we want to do is we want to change cubic feet into acre feet. And so how many cubic feet is in an acre? Well, again, all of these numbers are on your conversion sheet, and that's 43560. So we would put 1 acre foot in the numerator and 43,560 cubic feet in the denominator, and we do the math. And what we're going to do now is we're going to cancel seconds, we're going to cancel cubic feet, And we already see we'll have acre feet per day, which gets us pretty darn close to our answer. And what we come up with is 15,193 acre feet. Per day. So that's how much water is flowing in the Colorado River on average. So now all we have to do is a division problem. We're going to take the 7.5 million acre feet, and that's the volume of the Salton Sea. And we're going to divide that by the flow of the Colorado River, 15,193 acre feet per day. And when we do the math, we get 493 days, which is roughly equivalent to 1.5 years. So that flood on the Colorado River lasted more than a year, and the water coursed across the Mojave Desert, and the low point in the whole region was the Salton Sea, which was in ancient times a sea, because that's every once in a while the Colorado River naturally would flood there. But this was a human-made flood that lasted for over a year, and the result, a century later, is we still have this body of water in Southern California called the Salton Sea.